Hey everybody, this is Laird of Garskadden, and today I'm going to make a video response to Jesus Freak, and he asks how I explain where I get my morals from. And I don't base it on God. I base it actually on two things. One, I base it on my connection to all of humanity, basically my being human. And two, I base it on thorough research of multiple perspectives in a given context. So that means and with this adequate amount of research, I make an informed decision. So, for example, I've been doing a lot of research on the Armenian genocide, various perspectives, and I'm able to tell which side's got a better argument, sorta, kinda. And no, there is no like gray. There is no black or white, but there are different shades of gray, and eventually you kind of just have to make an informed jump. And some of the decisions are easier to make than others. One of them being, I think Turkey should apologize for the Armenian genocide because it is their predecessors, their ancestors who did it. So I think they owe them at least an apology. As for reparations to Armenia, it's a little bit harder to say because it goes into the ethical dilemma of, do the sins of the father belong to the sins of the son, basically? So if your father commits a horrible deed, does that mean the son has to take responsibility now that the father's dead and gone? Well, it's a little bit harder to say because it gets fuzzy. I mean, it's been 90 years, right? So I have to take an extra leap and say, all right, what do I base this on? Well, I base it on my connection to humanity. So I look at the perspective of the Armenians and I look at the perspective of the Turks. The Armenians endured this horrible thing, the Armenian genocide, and there were no reparations ever made to them. The guilty were never tried in a court. The guilty basically weren't punished. They got away with it. 90 years later, Turkey is supposed to just apologize to them. Well, okay, look. First of all, this decision of whether they should give reparations or not, we have to first assume that Turkey is able to give reparations, which I think we can safely assume that Turkey can. Armenia is sort of on the list of the places to go for the Peace Corps to help out. It's kind of poverty-stricken, more poverty-stricken than Turkey is. So, yeah, reparations. I think money would be good, but yeah, I make the informed decision, the extra leap, based on my connection to humanity and thorough research of the multiple perspectives. Definitely an apology and maybe a bit of reparation, to Armenia, a little bit of money. At least open up the borders and make it easier for Armenia to get to the sea so that they can do more trading. Definitely more intermingling of Turkey and Armenia. I don't think that that Turkey should give land to Armenia, since that doesn't help anything and it just makes things a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult than it needs to be. But I'm using this as an example to show that it depends on the context. This isn't so simple that you can generalize it to all contexts. For this one context, the Armenian genocide and the issue of denial and reparations and whatnot, I say Turkey should give reparations to Armenia, and they definitely should openly apologize and open up trade with Armenia and stuff, and let them get to the sea and stuff. I know, Jesus Freak, you're going to jump on like, oh, how do you do this? How do you base it on your connection to humanity? Well, you may have heard of this guy, Thich Hanh. He wrote this poem called "Call Me by My True Names," and if you'll permit me, I'll like to read it to you. Do not say that I'll depart tomorrow, because even today I still arrive. Look deeply, I arrive in every second, to be a bud on a spring branch, to be a bird with wings still fragile, learning to sing in my new nest, to be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower, to be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, in order to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that are alive. I am the mayfly metamorphosizing on the surface of the river, and I am the bird which, when spring comes, arrives in time to eat the mayfly. I am the frog swimming happily in the clear pond, and I am the grass snake who, approaching in silence, feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks, and I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to Uganda. I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat, who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate. And I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands, and I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people, dying slowly in a forced labor camp. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom in all walks of life. My pain, if like a river of tears, so full it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true name, so I can hear all my cries and laughs at once, so I can hear that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true name, so I can wake up, and so the door of my heart can be left open, the door of compassion. Again, that's Thich Nhat Hanh. The poem is called Call Me by My True Names. I use this to describe my connection to humanity, yeah, so I don't need religion or God to tell me what's right and wrong. I just need to depend on my connection to humanity, my being a part of this universe. Anyway, this is Laird of Garskottin and Jesus Freak. I hope I've answered your question thoroughly enough. Laird of Garskottin here, signing out.